Hi, and welcome to the Marvelously Morbid podcast. I'm Sylvia.
And this is Matissa.
And we like to talk about morbid things, as well as non-morbid things. Well, unless you count anxiety as morbid.
It's pretty morbid.
Yeah. So, we got a lot of good feedback on our first two episodes. We're really excited to bring you a third. We had a few people talk about that we weren't loud enough, so we've adjusted that. We're learning technology. It's not easy, but it's necessary.
We're trying.
So we just got finished running around the house after my dog, who had a toy. We'll post a picture on our Instagram because it's pretty cute.
You have to see it.
You do have to see it. He's ridiculous. And then we were just going to try to record with the dogs in here, but that wasn't going to work. So
they immediately started attacking each other.
Yes.
So they had to go.
Yeah, because we don't need that shit in our lives.
Have enough going on.
Yeah, we have enough going on. So our therapy today was good. I'm feeling okay about things.
Mine too. I've been better, but
yeah,
you know,
I think we've all been better. But all we can do is try our best. And I did have one correction. In the end of the first episode, I said that our email was magnificentlymorbid@gmail.com. And
I didn't know.
I'm going to apologize. I didn't either. My boyfriend caught it, so thanks, Austin. So hopefully no one emailed magnificentlymorbid@gmail.com because, yeah, that's not us.
And if it is someone, they probably got some strange questions.
Yeah, they got some strange questions, like, what's your favorite serial killer? But anyway, today I'm going to talk about a missing person. Because disappearances fascinate me. And if you hear us cough, Matissa's choking to death slowly. And my nose is
Still running.
Yeah, our bodies are betraying us, so just stick with us. But I'm going to talk about the disappearance of Brian Shaffer. And it's not really a local disappearance, but it was in Columbus, Ohio. So, kind of local since we're in somewhere in Kentucky that we're not going to talk about. But, yes, so to set the stage, it's March 2006. Brian Shaffer was in med school at OSU near Columbus University. He, by all accounts, had a really nice life. He was not into drugs or heavy partying. He had loving parents, a loving brother, and a girlfriend who he was planning on proposing to. I'm sorry if you hear that buzzing. That is my phone. And it was sitting on the table, and that's a mistake that I won't make again. Now we know. But anyway, so yeah, his home life was pretty nice. He was in med school. His girlfriend was in med school. They were in their second year.
He just sounds perfect.
He was perfect. And he was, picture like the perfect, gorgeous American man. That's what he was. Big smile, someone that you would like to go to the doctor and see. I mean, he just had everything going for him. And he was going to take his girlfriend on a vacation to Miami, and it was hinted, and everyone thought that he was going to propose at that time. So in March 2006, his mother died, and he did take it pretty hard, from what I read. He had actually told his girlfriend that she should just move on and find someone else because he was having such a hard time. But then he also talked about looking forward to their trip to Miami. So he was given mixed signals. But from all accounts that I've read, he was dealing with it as well as you could imagine. And that was in, I believe, early March. So on March 31st, that was the last day of school before spring break. So he went out with his father to dinner to celebrate another semester over. You know, he was another semester closer to being a doctor. So they went out and had dinner. And his dad later said that he did seem a little tired. And his dad had reservations about him going out with his friend afterward, and his friend's name was Clint Florence. I'm not sure if his dad didn't like his friend or was just concerned because he seemed really tired from staying up late and, studying. Something that I don't know anything about because I never did that. Were you a studious student, Matissa? Because I was a slacker.
No, I was a slacker.
So we were both slackers. So we don't really understand staying up late and cramming, but...
Oh, I did that, but that was just because I procrastinated and I had to wait until last minute. And then I would stay up all night.
Yeah.
That would be during finals week.
I did that too. Yeah, I stayed up 2 straight nights doing my final paper because I did nothing and it was 20-something pages. Yep. By the way, sorry, I'm off track. But my mom was talking about how pleasant your voice was today at lunch, Matissa. Yeah, she said, Matissa just has such a pleasant voice. And I was like, doesn't she? And then I was like, thanks, Mom. What are you trying to say about mine? But anyway, so he was excited. He was going to go on spring break. They were leaving, I think, that Monday for Miami. And after dinner with his dad on Friday the 31st, he met his friend Clint at a bar called the Ugly Tuna Saloona, which is...
Okay.
That seems like a place that you would find in, I don't know, in a beach town. But anyway, so they met at the bar, and it was near campus. So I guess a lot of students were there. It was a frequent hangout. There were a lot of other bars around, which will come into play later. And while they were at the bar, Brian called his girlfriend, Alexis. She had went to Toledo to visit her family before they left for Miami. So he called her and, told her he loved her and that he would see her in a couple days for their trip. And she didn't really notice anything was off. And that was that. But that would be the last time she ever spoke to him. So they left the Ugly Tuna Saloona, went bar hopping at some of the other bars around. And every bar that they went to, they'd take a shot because, they were out to party. They weren't trying to have a calm night, at a coffee shop. They were out to get kind of wild. So they did that, and around midnight, they met a third friend, Meredith Reed, and she gave them a ride from the bar that they were at. I didn't catch the name, but it was just one of the bars close to the Ugly Tuna Saloona. I'm going to say that bar as many times as I possibly can, because I think that's just the most ridiculous name. But, so she gave them a ride back, and they were going to watch a band play. So, somehow during the night, while the three of them were partying, Brian got separated from them. He told them that, I think he told them that he was going to go talk to the band members, or at least that's what some sources said, or he could have just gotten separated. But either way, it was coming upon 2 a.m., and that's the time that the bar closed. So Clint and Meredith, the two friends, looked all over for Brian. They couldn't find him inside the bar, so they thought, well, we'll just go stand outside and wait for him to come out. So they stood outside, and eventually everyone came out of the bar, and the bar closed. But Brian did not come out. He was nowhere to be found. And I've also had it pointed out that I do this a lot with my mouth, so I'm going to try to be very conscious not to do that. But anyway, yeah, he never came out of the bar, and they were like, what the hell? So they started thinking, well, maybe, he just went home and didn't tell anybody. Maybe he got too drunk and went home. So they just left, and during that time also, his girlfriend, Alexis, had been trying to call his phone. She was getting no answer. She tried to call him all night, didn't get any answer. Tried to call him all weekend. She actually went to his apartment and just stayed there without him, just hoping that he would come home. But he didn't. And then Monday morning came around. He missed the flight to Miami. And that's when they said, something bad is going on here. And they reported him missing.
So his other two friends, when was the last time they saw him? What time?
Around sometime between midnight and 2 a.m. on that Friday night. And they just assumed he left and never... If you hear dogs barking, that's my dogs.
They're in another room, but...
They're in another room, but they're very loud. Chihuahuas carry. Chihuahuas carry. Okay. Bad 80s reference. But yeah, I was surprised because why would they not have reported him missing before then? But
right. I mean, if I were out with you and I
lost
you, I would
But
try
I guess,
to contact you. And
maybe they weren't that close and they just thought he went home and didn't think anything of it.
Maybe they were super drunk.
Yeah, or maybe they were super drunk and just didn't care. But from everything that I'm seeing, he wasn't reported missing to the Columbus police until he missed his flight Monday morning because he had been looking forward to that vacation and by all accounts he was probably going to propose. So after he was reported missing, police began their search by searching the Ugly Tuna Saloona, the bar with the best name or the worst name in the world. They reviewed the security footage, which showed Brian and his friends going up an escalator to the bar's main entrance at 1:15 a.m. So you can see that on the security footage, and I've seen it. There's nothing out of place. They just went up the escalator. The bar was on the second floor and to the bar. So Brian was also seen on camera outside the bar around 1:55 a.m., which is only 5 minutes before the bar closed. He was talking with 2 young women who I guess his friend knew from college, but he wasn't very close to them. But he was talking with them outside, and then he moved off camera in the direction of the bar. So it's assumed that he went back in the bar. But the camera did not record him leaving the bar after that. There is no evidence at all on camera that he left the bar. Yeah. I don't know. And there were other bars around the area that also had security cameras. He wasn't caught on any of those. Some people said that he could have changed clothes in the bar or worn a hat.
Was there only one exit? Like only one exit that had cameras?
Yes, there was one exit that had cameras. The other exit, and this is fascinating also, the only other way he could have gotten out of that bar is there was an exit, but it was a construction site. So it was very difficult to get out that exit. Like, it would have been extremely difficult for a person who had drank several shots to get out of that exit.
So where did he go?
Exactly. They interviewed several of the employees at the bar. No one remembered anything out of the ordinary. They brought in They brought in dogs, sniffing dogs, whatever they're called. They brought in sniffing dogs and sniffed around the bar. The dogs did not pick up his scent at the back exit, the construction exit at all. They picked up a few scents of him inside the bar, but nothing at the exit. And also, like I said, it would be very difficult to get out of that exit. Let's see, where am I at in my notes? Yeah, the only other exit was a service store, but it was a construction area at that time. Yeah, so basically it's like he vanished into thin air. They looked in dumpsters and other waste containers, thinking that maybe someone murdered him in the bar and took him out in a barrel or the trash can, but they found no evidence. And they even persuaded the city to let him into the sewer system to check the sewers, and there was nothing. At Brian's apartment, which was only 6 blocks away, so he could have easily walked back there, his car was still parked outside. Inside, nothing appeared amiss. He wouldn't really go many places without his glasses. His glasses were still at his apartment. Nothing at all was disturbed.
What about his phone records? Was there anything?
Well, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. It does say that his girlfriend called his phone every night and nothing happened. But one night, several months later in September, the phone rang a couple times before going to voicemail. But his wireless provider, Singular, that's taking us back.
Oh, I've not heard of that in forever.
Singular Wireless said that it may have just been a glitch. His phone did ping one time. And the phone was detected at a cell tower in a town called Hilliard. which was 14 miles northwest of Columbus. And that's the last time that his phone pinged or anything like that. Those who had seen Brian